everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Donald Trump got booed at the World Cup today, the championship game. So let's listen to it.
Out. This is the largest World Cup in history by far, by many times actually. Welcoming 16 additional teams, and I understand you may be making it even larger next time. I suggested that this has been so successful that, and I'm really working these people hard because they really call the shot. They tell Johnny exactly what to do. I say what we should do is you should choose the United States of America again. This time we'll leave Mexico and Canada out. But then what you do is which I was very nice to get them in, but what we do is you choose us, but you pick somebody else for the next one, and that will take some of the anger, hatred, and steam out of everyone. We'll leave Mexico and Canada out.
Yo, he is wild. Donald Trump is a straight gangster when it comes to hating Mexico and Canada. All right.
Thought of with a lot of your friends that I met today. They were very much involved in the decision, but I want to thank our great FIFA president, Gianni Infantino. There's nobody like him, actually, very few. And the entire team at FIFA for their incredible work. I've met so many of them. I see why you were so successful. Because of the commitment and devotion of the people in this room. This beautiful room where the sound is very good, because you're going to hear a great opera singer in a couple of minutes.
Yo, what the fuck?
I've met so many of them. I see why you were so successful. Because of the commitment and devotion of the people in this room. This beautiful room where the sound is very good, because you're going to hear a great opera singer in a couple of minutes. Years ago, he was here and he sang right in that corner. And he said to me something I never forgot, because it's luck. Sound is luck. Like talent, you're born with it. Sound is a little luck. He said, this is the greatest space. And he came and recorded either an album or a song. And you're going to hear somebody in a couple of minutes that's really good. But I did say to him, Christopher, are you as good as, he's an Italian man also. I don't know, it seems that being Italian's a big advantage in that business, right? If his name was Christopher Smith, it wouldn't work out as well. But I said, Christopher, are you as good as Poverty? No. He was the maestro. He was the greatest of all time. There was nobody like, when you hear him, you'll understand, he's just as good. Now, I would have said, no, I'm better than Pavarotti if I were him. And therefore, I'm doing this instead of that. But you're going to hear somebody who's fantastic, really an acknowledged genius. But this has been the most successful sporting event, maybe in the history of the world. It's been amazing. So I want to congratulate everybody in this room, because you're very much into football. I'll say the word football. It gets a little confusing here, because we have the great Bob Kraft. He's won 6 Super Bowls? 6 Super Bowls. That's not, stand up, Bob, will you please? And he also owns a soccer team, which is good, but hasn't been quite as good as the football. Do you agree? Not quite. And you're okay with that. He's okay with that, actually, in this country. Congratulations, Bob. Nice to have you. You've been my friend for a long time. But 8 years ago, all the way back in 2018, it was my honor to help.
I think Robert Kraft is on the on the Epstein list too.
Secure the World Cup for North America, and never thinking that it would turn out to be what it's turned out to be. And Johnny said this would happen, but as fate would have it, I'm president. I said, I was supposed to not be here right now. I was supposed to be president for 8 years. The polls showed it, everyone showed it. They rigged the election, and what did I get? I got the World Cup, I got the Olympics, and I brought him here. I tried to take credit for 250 years, but that didn't work out as well. I tried to say I created 250 years. That one didn't work, but I did get the Olympics, and we got this, and I don't know, this might be bigger than the Olympics. Tell me, is it bigger?
Much bigger.
All right, I'll take his word for it.
Much bigger.
I'll take his word for it.
It's
I had a feeling he was going to say that. But Gianni, I want to thank FIFA Secretary General Matthias Grafstrom, as well as FIFA vice presidents and all of those vice presidents and council members, along with the presidents and general secretaries of FIFA member associations, along with some presidents of their countries. Of course, being a president of your country at this particular time isn't really as good as being the president of one of your associations, but you've done an amazing job. In fact, the presidents of the countries are sitting in the back row. You believe this? They're going to be very upset with you. But we also have many famous FIFA legends and all-star players, people that I recognize, being somebody that knows something about sports. I have my children love soccer. My one son, my very tall son, Barron, loves soccer. He's a good soccer player. He may, I don't know, his speed might, he's very tall. I don't know. I said, when some guy gets by you from Spain, from Argentina, from France, Barron, what happens? From England, what happens, Barron? He said, Dad, I'm a very good ball handler. I said, but Barron, if he's faster, what do you do about it? Dad, he'll never get by me. I said, but when he does. And he didn't want to answer that question. So speed, I think, is quite important in this sport. Do you agree?
Oh, yes.
But he has good skills, actually. But he helped, Johnny helped shape the game. You all helped shape the game and really bringing it to a level that I don't think I've ever seen before. Melania's father, Victor's sitting right here, and he's been a wonderful father-in-law, a great guy, and he said he used to play soccer as a young man. He didn't quite make it into the big leagues, but he's a good athlete. Victor, stand up. Stand up, an ex-soccer player. But we're gathered tonight, thanks, Victor, but we're gathered tonight. He's going to be at the game along with Melania, along with everybody. I mean, who's not going to be at the game? If we had about 10 million more, we would sell every ticket. This thing is sold out. Nobody's seen anything like it. But we're gathered tonight in New York City as we await the final face-off on Sunday between the two amazing teams, Spain and Argentina. I watched that pass that Messi made, and not knowing as much as the people in this room, but I know about sports and I know about a little bit about soccer, but I watched Messi and he was well guarded, right? Well guarded. And all of a sudden he's standing on the right. You understand what I'm talking about? I don't know if anybody, I just noticed it. Nobody talked about it. I just noticed it. I said, he's so well guarded by a great player. And then he moved to the right and the other player was just standing there. And he had plenty of time. He kicked it. It was within, I would say, a quarter of an inch of being perfect. And that was the end of the game. It was brilliant. And these great players, they seem to do that over and over again. They're just born with something extra special. I know that Ronaldo is one of them. I got to know him over the years, and he's a great guy. You have a great player in England who I played golf with. You know that, right? And he is Harry, who's been fantastic. I think they perhaps made a mistake when they made him a defensive player. What do I know about soccer? They took the league and they took their best player and then put him on defense. Then somehow, we got to be a little offensive, right? But no, I'm not going to call it. Look, what do I know about coaching? But that was a little unusual. But Harry is a great guy, actually. But we're gathered tonight in New York City as we await the final face-off on Sunday between these two amazing teams. And it's going to be something, I think, really special. This has been a tournament like no other, filled with fierce competition, unforgettable moments, yet unforgettable moments. Like probably the most unforgettable is when they gave that gentleman, is it a red card? And I was forced to call Johnny and just make a recommendation. I said, Johnny, I'd like to make a recommendation. Let the guy in the game. No, I didn't say that. I said, I'd like to wage a complaint. And actually, I had no idea what was going to happen. But, it's so much better the way it worked out because there's no controversy. They won the game. And
no, you know what? I was watching something and somebody said, if Donald Trump can make a call to influence a soccer game, then he can make a call to influence what needs to happen with the Nolan Wells case. Like, make the call. So now I'm finally hearing what he's talking. I'm not sure if y'all really heard that, but that's a true story. And I was like, damn, I didn't think that was true. I thought it was just like, some Democrat pop propaganda, like, oh, you can make calls to influence a soccer game. But he just said, he made a call, said, no, he needs to play. He needs to play. And so if the president can actually make a call to influence a soccer game, he needs to make a call to influence like real live situations in America that's going on during these games.
Our team had all of its players. You made another great decision, if you think about it. I know you'll never get credit. You never get credit for that. Think of it if he didn't allow him, and they would say, we would have won the game if we had our best players. So Johnny made yet another of his many good decisions. But the spirit and patriotism and the unity that's brought, I think, the whole world together. This has really brought the world together. The 2026 FIFA World Cup has broken almost every record imaginable. This is the largest World Cup in history by far, by many times actually, welcoming 16 additional teams, and I understand you may be making it even larger next time. I suggested that this has been so successful that, and I'm really working these people hard because they really call the shot. They tell Johnny exactly what to do. I say what we should do is you should choose the United States of America again. This time we'll leave Mexico and Canada out. But then what you do is which I was very nice to get them in, but what we do is you choose us, but you pick somebody else for the next one, and that will take some of the anger, hatred, and steam out of everyone. Mm-hmm. But Johnny also had another idea. He said we could do it China and the United States for next time. We do them China, United States, so you have a nice short flight in between games. The players would love that. But it is the world's largest, and it's like having, I first heard this, but many Super Bowls at one time. It's like having many Super Bowls. Bob, every stadium is packed to the rafters, the spirit. But fans from 200 countries attended 104 games spread across 16 Northern American cities. And I saw things happen. My mother comes from Scotland. My father comes from Germany. When I saw the Scottish bagpipes and the Scottish...
Get his out of here. Okay? Get him out of here. He's not even American. He's Scottish and German. He's not even American. Y'all pay attention. Donald Trump is not an American. His mama and daddy is not from here. He might be born here, but he not from here. So birthright citizenship would not work for Donald Trump. If he stops birthright citizenship, deport his ass. Deport Donald Trump if he stops birthright citizenship. Am I lying?
They were going wild. I said, this is really different. And a lot of countries came here not knowing what to think, and they love the United States. In fact, the people that came, they're going to be coming back, maybe permanently, I don't know. They love the United States. We're doing great. We're doing great. It's a golden age of America. We're doing better than we've ever done. We have $19.2 trillion being invested, much more than any country has ever had, invested into our country, factories being built all across the land. But I'm proud to report that with more than 6.5 million attendees, this has been by far the most attended tournament in history. And that's the history of all sports. And that's only going to go, well, maybe up. I don't know where you're going.
I'm going to tell you what. America has had the best. Like, I have never seen FIFA. I guess I really ain't paid attention. I've never paid attention to the World Cup ever. And we've had social media over the past few World Cups. But I've never seen the World Cup in this light. Maybe because it wasn't in my algorithm, but like all the countries coming to America to taste American food, and they like, I see why they fat. Like, I see why these people eat so much is because this is good. But a lot of them didn't get the real Waffle House experience. You can't experience Waffle House without seeing a fight. You know what I'm saying? if your waitress don't have a mustache and she's a woman, like a biological woman, not a biological woman with a mustache and maybe a missing tooth, you haven't got the real Waffle House experience. And that's but this, I'm gonna tell you, this World Cup has been amazing. We had people like what was Diamond's little brother. I tried to get Diamond's little brother's jersey. That thing was sold out completely. Like, to get a USA soccer jersey was the hardest thing to do. And I was like, it's just soccer. Like, what is it? But no, for real, this World Cup has been amazing, not just for the USA and businesses. It's put on. It was a show for the world of what America is. Like, outside of all the bull crap that we have to deal with politically, outside of all the racism and the race baiting and all that stuff, y'all don't realize how great America is if you cut off the TV. If you cut off the internet, you cut off the politics, you cut off the bullshit, everything that we can do in our country is freaking amazing. And I think that's what we missing, because we so caught up in like, oh, this person was killed around these people in this tragic death, and the shootings in inner cities, and Charlie Kirk, and just all this stuff, all this crap that's in America that we watch on a day-to-day basis. We forget how freaking great it is to live here. I'm just saying, like, these other people coming to our country and being like, shit, why y'all fighting? Like, do y'all see what y'all got? But we don't even appreciate the stuff that we got in our own country.
Next time, where are you going next time? You're allowed to tell me. I'll let you know if you're going to do better. But that's a tough number to beat, right? That's why he's, what he wants to do? He's very competitive. That's why he's going to add some more teams. He figures by adding some more teams, maybe they can tap it. But the total number of spectators exceeds the entire attendance of the last two World Cups combined. And together we pulled it off really flawlessly. I mean, I don't want to say this because you do have two more games. And so let's not talk about it yet. I don't want to say how great it's been. We've had absolute spirit, I have to say the law enforcement, they're fantastic, but they didn't have to work too hard because the spirit was so good. There were no fights, there were no anything. So I just want to say great, but let's save it for Sunday evening. I think we'll hold it out for Sunday evening, but it's going to go well. By the time the final whistle sounds on Sunday, nearly 6 billion viewers will have watched this World Cup. That's a record by many, many times over. I have no doubt that the World Cup has won millions of new fans, and a lot of new fans in this country, which traditionally hasn't been a soccer country, but it's getting there even before this. It's been going up, and this will have a big impact, I'm sure. From the first day of my administration, 2025, we've worked closely with FIFA to make this event a resounding success. We have great people. Andrew, thank you very much. Great job you did. You really worked hard, and thank you very much. Great job.
All right, yeah. So shout out to Donald Trump for making this speech. I mean, like, he was going political at some point, but he like dialed it back, because sometimes everything doesn't need to be political. Like, this is not about politics. This is about world unity. You know what the World Cup is showing us? The World Cup is showing us that all these people and all these different countries can get along. It's the leaders who have us at war. These countries came here, and you can see the camaraderie and the people doing their thing. Like, I don't know what, I think it was Norway or something. They was just out in the street doing their They was rowing in the street with fake rowboats, and they had their flags, and they was doing all this shit. And then you see like one Asian country doing another dance with New Zealand, or it was just all these different countries having a good time. It's just it's not the people, man. The people here, people love people, and that's what we seen with this World Cup. And I really, it was like a happy time. It was like a happy time in America because you see other people having fun in America, and we could just escape all the bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's all. But then you turn your channel and go back to the American bull crap versus people around the world having fun in America over football, aka soccer. You know, it is what it is. They was trying to get Trump out the way. Like, boy, we ain't even your country. Get out the way. He like, I should be in the picture too. Looking at. Why? Get your ass out the way. Somebody, grandpa, don't know he ain't even invited to the party. He thought, yeah, what a great time to be an American. That's what he was thinking. Trump ain't even American. He German and Polish or something like that. His parents, he benefited from birthright citizenship, and he's trying to take that away from other people. Y'all remember that? Hey, so does Messi play for Spain? Is that Messi? I don't know who Messi is. I just barely heard it, man. Okay, is that Messi?
New footage has just been released of Donald Trump getting booed at the World Cup final. This is in the stands, and you can really hear it. I mean, it is brutal. Not a single person in that stadium wanted Donald Trump to be there. Not even the players wanted him to be there. And then he got on stage and it was really awkward and he tried to make it about himself. But just a very humiliating day for Donald Trump all around.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a reach. But I get it. If you really hate Donald Trump, you're gonna try to shit on him every chance you get. That really wasn't a boo. That was like, it wasn't a boo like when he was actually at the NBA Finals, or when he was at the Washington Redskins game, or when he I think he was at it wasn't the All-Star game. It was another game that he was at. No, Donald Trump be getting booed, but I wouldn't say that was a boo. That was more like, it was probably the person holding the camera that was booing him. Like, it really wasn't like a bunch of people was booing him. Like, when you hear somebody booing him, you hear like the whole stadium be like, boo, woo, you know. But I remember he was at a game and people were saying, oh, he got booed. This was just a few weeks ago. People were saying that he got, maybe it was a month ago, 2 months ago. Was it at the NBA Finals? Yeah, it was maybe at the NBA Finals. It was like, he got booed, but then you hear one person's take on it, you hear boos. You hear another video take on it, he's getting cheers, and it's just like, I don't know if somebody's making up the sounds, and it just don't make sense. Because how in one angle you got boos, in another angle you got cheers. At that point, I can't believe either side, whether he got booed or whether people cheered, because somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. I don't believe it. I don't believe either side. I think one of somebody manipulated the video, so when they say Donald Trump got booed, it's just like, did he really get booed, or is somebody lying? Like, just like this, he says footage of Donald Trump getting booed badly at the World Cup. It was one loud woman. Like, it wasn't even like three people that booed. It was just one person that booed. Like, it was one person. The badly, that don't make sense. But whatever. Everybody want to have their day. I can't really tell, but this one says he was getting booed as he entered the field. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen one more time. Y'all let me know if y'all heard it. Okay, I'm kind of on the fence with that. I don't really know if they're booing Donald Trump. I don't know if they're booing. It sounds, man, I could say it maybe, just maybe, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say that was just a boo. It was just a bunch of noise, honestly. But hey, if they say he booed, that was boos. But like, if it was really booze, just like the loud woman that we heard in the last video, you would hear somebody around him saying boo. We don't hear anybody directly by this person booing. Can't convince me.
New York, New Jersey, the winners of FIFA World Cup 2026, Spain!
What team does Ronaldo Messi play for? Or what is Christian Ronaldo? Who plays for Spain? What's the other guy's name? Who plays for Spain? What's that dude's name? It wasn't Messi. Who? Anyway, I don't know. Shout out to Trump though, man. He looked like a damn fool out there.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.